and scrunching it just how my mum serves it. It just breaks off all the layers and it makes it super yummy. Hey, I'm Chetna Makan and I am sharing a lovely Indian flatbread recipe with you today. It's called Lachha Paratha, which means layered paratha, and I'm going to layer it with garlic flavored butter. Boy, it's good. It's really simple. I am using half plain flour and half chapati flour. If you cannot find chapati flour, it's just milled slightly differently. You can use whole grain flour. And if you can't even find whole grain flour, you can just make this with all plain flour, all purpose flour. So I have got here 150 grams of chapati flour and 150 grams of plain flour. And this just makes it a bit more elastic, the plain flour. Just a bit of salt, quite important. Now I'm going to flavor this with some carom seeds, which is called ajwain in Hindi. If you can find them, I would definitely recommend you try these. They are aniseedy flavor, absolutely beautiful, and they lend a lovely flavor to the flatbreads. If you can't find it, then you can use dry roasted cumin seeds, crush them up slightly and use them. So once you've mixed this, add a bit of oil and the rest will just be water. And like always, with a flatbread, just use little at a time. Whatever the recipe says, just use little at a time. So I've used exactly all the measured water I had got here, and just a little bit of kneading. And I'm going to take some oil in here. Oops, it's a lot. And it's really important to leave this dough to rest to get the really nice flatbreads. So I'm just going to cover and leave it to rest for half an hour. You can leave it to rest for 2 hours, 3 hours, all day. You can leave it in the fridge, use it next day. Yeah, so that's it done. And I am just going to peel good 4-5 cloves of garlic and then grate it. So I've got some melted butter. I'm using salted butter because you want that salt seasoning in it. And then all the grated garlic goes in, and that's ready for our parathas, ready to be rolled out. Right, so it's rested for 30 minutes. Look how soft the dough is. Just really soft. So this should, depending on how big you want to make your flatbread, this should make between 6 to 8 really. Just going to keep the rest covered and just work with one of them. It's like a lime size piece, and I'm going to get some extra flour, just roll it so it doesn't stick to my rolling board, and then roll it quite big. That's nice and thin. And I've got here our lovely garlic butter. Just gonna spread it all over. Don't be shy now, don't be shy with the butter. Just gonna put some flour on top. So there are many ways of folding this. I'm going to show you 2 of them. So one of them is just like a fan, and then just roll it and just look at those kind of try and stretch it as much as you can. And just look at those layers. Beautiful. And then once we've got here, going to roll it back again. And this time I'm not using any flour. Because it's got the butter this time, it won't stick to my rolling board. And this time, the second roll is not going to be as big as the first one. It's just going to be little parathas. So I'm just showing you another way to do it. Like I said, there are more than 2 ways to roll the parathas. So just got the dough flat. I'm just going to put the butter again. And then I'm going to need a knife. Just going to cut just halfway through and then roll it. And this way the butter doesn't ooze out as much as the other one. Roll it, then you just flatten it down like that. And then roll this one out as well. Actually, it does come out too, but my mum prefers this way. I prefer that way. So I thought I'll show you both and you can decide which method you want to use. Okay, time to cook these. Right, so I've got a nice hot pan and I'm just going to use cook this for 2-3 minutes on one side. 1 or 2 minutes on one side actually. So at this stage you can use some oil, you can use some butter, you can use some ghee to cook this. And I'm just using a bit of oil only because if I use butter it's going to get really smoky in the kitchen. So I'm just using a little bit of oil. Not loads, just a few drops on both sides, and cook this on medium heat. Just going to get this out and cook another one of these. And of course we have to finish it with some more butter. Just scrunch it. And scrunching it just how my mum serves it, just crunches it up and then serves it, because then it just breaks off all the layers and it makes it super yummy. Crispy layers. That is wonderful. The first thing I taste is actually the carom seed, and then I taste the garlic. Oh, just lovely. So wholesome, and you can eat this with absolutely anything. But we used to also eat it just with some pickle, and now my kids love to do that. So just some mango pickle or some chutney. It's great with anything to scoop up, anything that needs scooping up. Ooh, it's hot. That's it. I am going to make myself a nice cup of tea, get the mango pickle out, and I'm going to sit down and enjoy them. I do hope you will give this a go. Try whatever flour you have, whether you use butter, ghee, oil, and hope you enjoy it. Thanks.